Super duty tough work. Here we are.
We are here.
Together again on the radio.
Yeah.
Mr. Illogic.
What's up, Printmatic?
Mr. Printmatic.
Yeah.
You know, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Not too hot. Beautiful breeze.
I might go cut the grass after you leave.
Nice.
You know, my weeds is just out of control, man. I'm disappointed this year. I fought so hard last summer to get my yard right, and it was looking right at the end of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year it just came back raggedy.
With a vengeance.
Yeah.
Weeds came back with a vengeance.
Crabgrass.
Yeah.
What kind of shit I don't want to see in there, man? And so I got to start again.
Hey.
I got to go to war. It's depressing.
Yeah.
The quest for a nice lawn.
Yeah.
Never ends.
Never does.
But yeah, man, we here. Not missing weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing y'all the dopest content.
Yeah, I'm keeping it going.
Keeping it going. This week, our topic is about something that was spurred from our previous topic of soft skills, previous episode. And a fan made a comment to the extent where Illogic was talking about, you know, how hip hop had kind of taught him how to be comfortable enough to be on a podcast like this. He was like, yo, that might be a whole episode itself.
Yeah.
And so it kind of made me think about, okay, well, we should really speak about like what we've learned from hip hop, like skills that hip hop has taught us, because there are so many things that I would have never gotten exposure to.
Oh, yeah.
Never learned how to do.
Yeah, this list doesn't do justice to.
No.
Not at all.
And these are just some general things. Like there's some real specific skills.
Oh, yeah. Very specific.
That are not on here. And, we're going to try to keep this an hour, but we could probably do a part 2 for this.
Yeah, we could. We could.
Know? And this episode, we're going to talk about skills that hip hop has taught us. And we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Word.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut. Adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Super Duty Tough Work. Back in the building.
Yep.
Edutainment at its finest. I want to make a quick announcement before we get into this show. Me and Illogic, we've spoken loosely about doing the Grown Man Universe.
Yes.
Bringing it to life.
Yes.
And I think the time is now. We have been speaking and we have been brainstorming on it. And we think we're going to start doing episodes of the Grown Man Universe.
Buyer beware.
Yeah. It's going to get real.
It's going to get really real.
Like a lot of the conversations we can't or don't have on this podcast,
we
will have on the Grown Man Universe show. The key, though, is that the Grown Man Universe is going to be for people who are, support us financially. So we're probably going to do something where we have maybe like a membership, program of some sort. People have Patreon, things of that nature. We'll do something like that where, if you have maybe you subscribe $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever, you get all the Grown Man Universe episodes, something like that. Who knows? But just to let y'all know, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Because the world needs these bars.
Yes. Yes, they do.
And people need to know what we think about certain things that we don't talk about on this show.
Yeah.
And so that said, back to the program.
Word.
This week, we're talking about skills that hip hop taught us. The number one skill that hip hop taught us is confidence.
Yes. Huge for me.
Would we be this confident if it wasn't for hip hop?
Dog, I'd still be in the background, writing my little raps. You know what I'm saying? Like staying to myself, not talking to nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Ain't no way. There's no way.
Yeah, it's crazy. It made me think too, just about like how much courage it takes just to freestyle in front of people.
Oh, come on. Dog, that's a whole nother level. Like most of the time when I was younger, the only time that I felt confident was when I was on stage.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like other than that, I was always just, the quiet dude in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like without hip hop, there's no way I'd be able to do this. There's no way I'd be able to go live and be by myself and talk to people for an hour about, you know what I'm saying? There's no way.
Yeah.
Even my job, there's no way I would have this job that I have.
Yeah.
Without having the confidence to be able to present shit in front of my bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like doing PowerPoints and shit in front of, you know what I mean? Like there's no way without hip hop, there's no way I would even have this livelihood that I have.
It's very true. Cause think about it. Like when you come up in an environment where you have to not just speak in front of people, but freestyle, improvise off the top of the head in front of people, oftentimes strangers, mostly strangers who will boo you if you're not, successful, playing in front of hundreds, sometimes thousands of people.
Yes.
What can prepare you for that?
Nothing. Nothing. You gotta have you gotta know that you're good at what you do. You have to have faith that what you do on that stage is powerful enough to keep those hundreds, thousands. Oh man, it's a whole nother level.
Yeah, and hip hop too, just freestyling kind of taught us just like that you're gonna have bad days. Every day you ain't gonna have it every day. Nah.
Sometimes the bars ain't gonna make sense. They're not gonna come.
Pass it off, yo. And if I'm gonna pass it back to my man, Whenever
after 4 bars, you already know.
Whenever I was whack, I just passed it with the quickness.
Yes.
It's like, yo, and I'm gonna give it back to you.
Yeah.
But when I was on,
oh man, can't get the mic away.
Yeah, y'all had to let me cook. I was gonna go a good 2-3 minutes. It was just gonna get better and better. But if I wasn't on, I'd be passing it with the quickness. But hip hop taught us that, man. Like I played sports, and even sports didn't quite prepare me for hip hop. What I learned in hip hop in terms of confidence. Like you had to have the confidence, like you're saying, to get up there with your prepared material, to get up there with your ability to improvise, ability to deal with not just rhyming off the top, but dealing with situations in the crowd, from people fighting to people maybe heckling you. Soundman. You had to be confident when you walk into a venue. Hey, I'm Illogic. I'm here to play tonight. Introducing yourself to people. That's some shit that I can honestly say, outside of groups like Toastmasters that teach people public speaking professionally, I don't think nothing is messing with hip hop in that sense.
Nah, I mean, for me, like I ran track in high school. So, and I was a pretty popular track runner, but even that, I had confidence in my skills. As a track star, but that didn't mean that I could get up in front of a class and explain to you, like running track. Like I was never that confident in my speaking skills, even though I was a good writer when I was young. All of that stuff. But hip hop definitely changed how I felt about my ability to speak in front of people, and that people wanted to hear what I had to say. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I said something that somebody was interested enough in to purchase. And then at a show to actually learn the words and repeat them and come and see me on stage. Like that crazy boosted my confidence.
That's dope. And then you also think about the recorded side. When you are able to put your art together in a way through all this hard work and shit, and then you look up and people respond well to it. Your confidence just grows immediately.
I'm the man.
Like you start to say, okay, well, there are a lot of things I'm good at in life, but this, I'm great at this. I should double down on this. In this area, you can't tell me shit. When it comes to rhyming and making beats and being on that stage, That's it. And I find that confidence translates into everything else you do.
Definitely does.
So, hip hop, thank you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it.
That's number one. Okay. Number two skill that we learned from hip hop, that hip hop taught us, is sales and marketing.
Yeah, you got to.
This is a sales job. Whether people want to.
It is. It's a straight up sales job.
It's commission based.
Yeah. Right. It is.
It's very competitive.
Yeah.
But it's a sales job, man.
It is.
We not going door to door to strangers all the time. Nah. But when you think about how you have to present yourself, present your product, be able to explain it to people, stand there confidently, sell it with confidence. Like, I trust that you're going to like this album.
Yep.
Look, I wouldn't sell you no bullshit.
Yep.
Like, you got to stand on your product. And like, that's standing on yourself. Like, yo, I stand behind this shit 2,000%. And that's why you should buy it. I could never do that before hip hop.
No, because I had nothing I had that much faith in.
It's true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you make something and you create it and you know you're good at it, you know it's good.
Yeah.
Then you got faith in it. I ain't had nothing else. Even I've had sales jobs before.
Yeah.
I ain't have faith in a product like that.
Right. It wasn't you.
It wasn't. Yeah. I didn't create this shit. I don't know if these knives cut through glass. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get paid.
It told me to say that, but I truly don't know.
I have no clue. This could be the best vacuum ever. I don't know. I just got to sell this shit.
Right.
I'm just trying to make some money.
Yeah, man. Like, think about like the experience that we have. If you go on one hip hop tour without any prior sales experience and you just spend an hour to 2 hours a night at the merch table,
man,
you're going to be a better salesman than people who go to college for sales and marketing.
Yeah.
You're going to be a better salesman than almost anyone. You're going to be like car salesman level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that you're selling some bullshit or no limits, but like your comfort in talking to people is going to go through the roof because every fucking night you're standing there and you're selling.
Yeah.
And even if you're not active, like, yo, you should buy this. Cause I've never been like a buy this. Hey,
right.
Throwing it. I've never been like that. But I do need to be confident. I do need to understand what people want to see to be comfortable enough to buy something.
Yeah.
And like, without hip hop, I would have no idea. And the best part about the sales experience marketing that we learn is that you ain't eating if you ain't selling nothing.
Right. Yeah.
Your back is against the wall.
Yep. On tour, man, that's the best place.
Yeah.
It's the best place because it's like, you get your whatever you getting paid, for the show. But usually merch money was food money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Merch money a lot of times was like gas.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I don't sell these CDs, I might not be able to make it to my next show, which is my next paycheck.
Bruh. I don't even know if I've told this story on this podcast, but when I went to Europe, I think it was 2009 or 2010. We spent like a month in mostly Germany. We were there like a month. We played maybe 15 shows or something, and the rest of the time we just hung out. But the money was tight.
Yeah.
It was so tight that like my booking agent was basically like, okay, we've already crunched the numbers on your flights, on the gas, on the hotels, on everything, and at the end of this, you guys are gonna make $400. So here's your $400 now.
Yeah.
They gave us our $400 at the beginning of the month to last a whole month in a foreign country.
Grinding.
Some dudes, you got to see who was who.
Yeah.
Some dudes just got drunk and spent their $400 kicking it every day. I was like, yo, if this is it, I'm about to go into grind mode, bruh.
Right.
I started getting on the phone. I started looking at, okay, what distributors are here that are selling? Oh, you got hiphopvinyl.de's here?
Yep.
Okay, let me call them and see if they know who I am. Let me send them an email.
Yep.
I had a bag full of merch. I'm like, this is my money because $400, this is living expenses in a foreign country. You could spend $100, $200 a week eating. That's not uncommon here in America.
Right.
And at this time, the dollar wasn't even banging in.
Right.
So we was losing. That 400 was probably like 300 over there. It wasn't shit. The euro was killing the dollar at that point. So, but that whole experience taught me something I never would have learned just at any job. Like what it's like to have to sell and market your product when your livelihood ain't no base pay.
Right.
Ain't no extra, ain't no bonuses. No, ain't no guaranteed money. Everything that you eat, you gotta kill. And that shit put me in killer mode. I've never been like that. I'm the only person that came on with way more money he left with. I left no stone uncovered. Dudes like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna work merch tonight. Shit, I'm gonna be here all night to the last motherfucker leave. And even if I only make 10, 20 euro, that's better than sitting around with y'all getting drunk and depressed about this $400 at the beginning. Man, I killed that shit, but it awakened something inside of me that I never would have had the opportunity to learn if it wasn't for hip hop.
Yeah, man.
So that's number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, and this kind of goes with 1 and number 2. The number 3 skill that hip hop taught us was dealing with people.
Yeah, good and bad.
Yes. Yeah, like think about like artists in general. We talk about it, tend to be introverted.
Yes.
You know, like I had a rare skill set where I was an artist, but my artistry came later. You know what I'm saying? Like learning how to make beats, that turned me kind of into an introvert. Whereas before I was social, I was out, you know. But in general, it's hard to be a good artist if you're out and about and you're such an extrovert.
Right.
Because you don't have time to make your art. And so I get why people in music are not as social as other people. They don't go out as much. They stay in a lot. They don't have big social circles. It's because it's hard to do both.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is that when you're an introvert, you never really learn how to deal with people.
Right.
You don't learn the skills and just the way to talk to people and walk into rooms of unfamiliar people and get along and mix it and have fun. And, let me introduce you to my man's over there. Man, that's funny. You should talk to this cat. I was just talking to him about, you don't learn that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But being at a show every night.
Yep. You have to.
Being on tour every night.
You have to.
Dealing with your own fans every night.
Yeah. Dealing with the people in the van.
People in the van every night. Right? You live with them.
Yeah. Like especially if you on a tour with people that you don't necessarily know.
Yes. And that happens.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
And sometimes it's hard to get to know somebody till you tour with them.
Yep. Till you tour with them.
I thought I knew you.
Yeah.
So when I was like,
thought you was my fam.
Yeah. I hate you now.
We are not boys.
No.
Don't call me after
You're a
this.
horrible human being.
Love your music.
Yeah. Never doing this again. I'm gonna choke you if I don't go home. So, but yeah, you got to learn how to deal with people, man. Yeah. Hip hop, I think, because I had like fast food jobs. I had internships. I had a job in corporate America. Yeah. But I still don't even think like my job in corporate America taught me what hip hop did. Because whether I got along with people or not, I wasn't going to lose my job for being an introvert in corporate America.
Right, because you can't really do that. You know what I'm saying?
I was a computer programmer. As long as I was programming at the level and technically handling my business, I would maintain my job. Now, I might not move up as fast without the people skills and soft skills that you need to deal with people. But in hip hop, dealing with people is a must, man.
Yeah, because if you're at a show and there's an asshole there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the sound man's an asshole. Or, like you have an issue with getting paid from the promoter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things you have to learn how to deal with those situations. And without hip hop, because I've never been in a place where I had to, have a conversation with somebody about my payment. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been in a situation where I had to deal with somebody that was being a hindrance to me performing a duty. Yeah. Until hip hop. Yeah. So I had to learn how to deal with those situations independently of each other, but overall, just dealing with people in general, dealing with fans.
Yes.
Not being an asshole just because you had a bad day.
Thank you.
Because you at the show and your fans came there to see you, so you can't treat them like shit because you had a fucked up day.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or taking fans that are assholes and still treating them with kid gloves.
Yes. Without escalating.
Without escalating and losing a fan.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because they drunk and out of control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things that you like interpersonal skills is definitely important, and hip hop is yeah.
And I would also add on to this like the online aspect.
Oh yeah.
Like early in my career, I was wild online. I was saying all kind of reckless shit.
Yes, you were.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just whatever. But this was when the internet was new. You don't get that from me now,
right?
Because I understand that how I deal with people online is just an extension of how I deal with them in person.
Yeah.
And I need to make sure that I'm being consistent and I'm being considerate, because sometimes you jump out there and say some shit and offend somebody, include somebody's name in something, trying to be funny, and you can damage relationships that could help you later on.
I mean, and now the online reach is so vast. You know, back then it was, you know, message rooms here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you wasn't in the message rooms, then you really didn't know. But now, you know, retweeting, you know, Instagram, you know, there's so many, like, it's just the reach is so vast now. So you do have to be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, about how you present yourself in public, how you talk to people, how you deal with people.
Yeah. I mean, you see it now on these websites where they just basically watch a lot of these artists.
Yeah, Twitters.
Yeah, and they'll snatch a tweet. This artist said this, and write a whole story about that. They'll snatch your status on Instagram.
Yeah.
Write a whole story about that. Write about people's responses if they agreed or disagreed with that artist. You're feeding these sites content, and the more conflict you're involved with, the more damage you can do to yourself, man. So like learning how to deal with people. It ain't just, you know, in person. Online matters too.
Yep, definitely.
That's number 3. Okay, let's do number 4.
This is a biggie.
This goes right along with number 3. Number 4 skill that hip hop taught us is customer service.
Yeah.
Customer service, man. Look, I had a saying I came up with a couple records ago that, you know, more customers, more customer service.
Yeah.
You know, people said more money, more problems. Mine is more customers, more customer service. That refers to the fact that, like, when you ain't got a lot of fans, you're not tripping on how you treat them.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know they exist for real. You just like, I'm just doing this for the love. My boys like it. It ain't shit. But as you start growing, you're becoming a business. People who support you or choose to support you, they are customers. They're not just random people who don't give a fuck. And you have to treat them just as any business would treat their customers. And so hip hop has taught me customer service. I never learned customer service until somebody's package got lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until somebody came to a show and bought a record that didn't have a sleeve that didn't have a record in it,
right.
and I had to mail them a real record, or till something happened where, hey, I sent this guy 2 copies of the wrong thing, and do I tell him to send it back?
Yeah, or do I just
say keep it?
Yeah.
And I get you the right thing, and I get this to the, you know what I'm saying? Or what's my return policy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever happens, what's my policy on refunds? I never thought about these questions till hip hop. And then hip hop was like, hey, man, you better figure this out.
Yeah.
Because people will hate you if your customer service is whack.
Yeah, see, I grew up in customer service on doing telemarketing. I've been on the phones like my whole freaking career.
Yeah.
So like getting into hip hop, I had an idea, but I didn't have to personally deal with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I work for this big ass company. Oh, you know, just send it back. We're sending your money back. I push a button. It's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a completely thing when you got to send that email.
Right.
When you got to return that money, or you got to send out extra product,
or apologize. Hey, I'm sorry about that mistake.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Yes.
You know,
I'm gonna make this right.
Yeah, let me fix it. How can I fix it?
Yeah.
What can I do for you to rectify this situation? Like having those things and being involved in it personally, and having that money come out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? You having to swallow your pride and say, I fucked up.
Yes. Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother animal. It's a lesson that everybody needs to learn, though.
Yeah. That shit hit different, man. I've had my ups and downs with customer service, times where I fucked it up. And, you know, sometimes I thought I understood it until I got more and more successful.
Right. Because then it's different.
It's different.
Expectations are different.
Bruh, when we would do a pre-order back in the day, if we had 100, 200 pre-orders, that's manageable. Customer service is not a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If a package show up a couple of days later, it's not an issue.
Right.
Some get lost. Okay. You know, these are your hardcore supporters. You got a way to take care of the packages. You got a way, you know that when they get there, they're going to be intact. But when you start scaling shit up to 1,000, 2,000, all of a sudden, maybe the envelope ain't the right envelope.
Right.
Maybe that should be packaged a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to spend a little more on the boxes that are sturdier. Maybe instead of rolling your posters up, you got to buy the flats so that it arrives looking exactly like it did when you mailed it out.
Yeah.
These are things I've learned over the years because I did them the cheap way when I had a small number of supporters. And then when I got a bigger number, it was like, wait a minute, I'm having problems. These shortcuts I took are introducing customer service.
Yeah, introducing issues.
Yeah. And I don't want to be talking to people about this shit. I want people to open that product, get it, look at it, and be like, yo, this is dope. Thought and care went into this. And if something's wrong with it, that he fixed it immediately. But if you think that like getting fans is not gonna come with customer service, I don't.
You don't deserve fans,
bruh. You got a rude awakening.
Yes, it's coming.
It's coming, man. Like the more successful you get, the more Why do you think the biggest companies have call centers?
Exactly. Why do they have people that are dedicated to customer service?
That's it.
It's a whole freaking department.
They've sent them to whole different countries, man.
Right. Customer service is super important.
India. We got 1,000 people in India.
Yep. Just taking care of customer service.
Right. Because we're doing so much business that we can't be handling that shit in house.
Right.
We got these people, they got protocol answers. They know how to fix everything. And like you said, because it ain't coming out of our pockets.
Right.
We don't feel it.
Yeah.
But when it start coming out of our pocket.
Yeah.
It hit different. It's like, oh, well, I need to be nice to these. What? I can't handle this like that.
And you got to take more care in how you send the product out in the first place. Like you were saying, like you have to make sure. Let me double check to make sure the right CD is in here before I seal it up.
Yeah. Let
me double check this order sheet to make sure I got the right records in here. That it's the right. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I got the right items, that sticker is in there that's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
That is signed.
That is signed when I said I was going to sign it. All that shit. That shit becomes very important.
Yeah. And stuff I've ran into, even stuff like making sure your inventory is up to date.
Yes.
That's customer service, because if you don't, then you got people ordering shit that you ain't even got.
Right.
And that's a conversation I hate having.
Man, come on.
Man, I'm sorry. I got to return your money. I don't want to get nobody their money back. It's hard to get money out here. I need the money coming this way.
Yes.
I don't need it flowing that way.
Nah. I've had that shit. Man, I've had situations where it's like somebody like two people order something. Yeah. And I go to check, I got one left. It is like I gotta choose, all right, who ordered it first? First come, first serve. Yeah. Or you be thinking like, how quick can I get a copy of this?
Yeah, remade.
Yeah, like can I get a copy of this remade? Yeah, man. Like sometimes that shit is crazy.
Yeah. So that's number 4. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Here to let y'all know we got a brand new 7-inch available on the weightless.net web store right now. The name of the record is Let Us Pray, and it's by the Thermites out of Reno, Nevada, featuring myself, Blueprint on the Rhymes. As you can see, we're dealing with some beautiful clear vinyl right here. The A side of the record is the vocal version. The B side of the record is the instrumental version. And just so you know, there's only 500 copies of this record, and I've only been given 50 to sell total. That means that if you want one of these records, you better act fast. This is the Let Us Pray 7-inch, available exclusively at weightless.net. Get yours before they run out. Peace.
To us, but to them, it's really small. I guess we still need faith like Biggie Smalls. Enjoy the quiet and meditate. Silence the mind, thinking of a better day. Let go of yesterday. Give thanks to the sun for another day. Let us pray.
Okay, Super Duty Tough Work. We back. Skills that hip hop taught us. It's a lot of them, brother. We got 4 knocked down. We're on number 5 skill that hip hop taught us. And this is conflict resolution. Now, I came up in the hood. There's a certain code of how we handle things in the hood.
Right.
You disrespect me, I disrespect you.
Yeah.
You escalate with me, you know what I'm saying? You punch me, I punch you. Eye for eye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the code I was raised by. And it even worse. You do something to me, I do twice as much to you.
Right.
I take it a step beyond.
I take it a step further so you don't come back.
Yeah, I need to end this.
All right.
So you stop fucking with me forever. That's how I came up. But that's not good for conflict resolution. That's conflict escalation.
Yeah, not in business. You don't, nah.
Hip hop helped me learn conflict resolution.
Yes.
Because I gotta admit, I didn't know shit about de-escalate nothing.
Nah, bro.
Till I got to hip hop.
Nah.
And even in hip hop, we had our skirmishes and battles with cats and dust ups. We kicked up dust a couple times.
Right.
But
trapped some cats in some rooms.
Yeah. Early in our careers. We had some conversations with some people. And I don't brag about it. It's nothing to brag about, but it happened. But now the longer I got into it, the more I learned that like just learning how to navigate these situations is something that most people never experience.
Right.
Hip hop has been a playground, a laboratory, you know, a practice field with real consequences that teach us how to deal with people in a way that doesn't escalate something.
Right.
We go to strange towns all the time. We deal with strangers all the time. We're dealing with money. That's gonna introduce some
problems, some situations.
Oh, I'm dealing with money. I'm dealing with booze. I'm dealing with strange people.
Yeah,
that's a recipe for conflicts. Anything can happen, and our ability to de-escalate shit is some shit I wouldn't have learned nowhere else if it wasn't for hip hop.
Yeah, I didn't understand how much like de-escalation was important. Like until I headlined a tour and I was in charge. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you might be traveling with some hotheads. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be traveling with some people that you don't really know like that, and they could fuck up your money. So, but if they're in a situation where they have a right to be upset, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, fuck, okay, how can I deal with this to where everybody's still happy? I can still get paid. Nobody's nose get broken. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody fights. I don't gotta bail nobody out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit, like you have to think, you have to stop and think and not react in those situations, or else you'll be fucked up out there. You'll be losing money left and right. You know, it's crazy.
Or what you're trying to do will get undermined. Like if you don't know how to resolve conflict with venues, let's say you play at a venue, and this is something we deal with all the time, and you get there and doors say 7:00. Show's supposed to start at 8, being an opener. But let's just say around 7:55, there's some people there, but the venue says, nah, we want to wait. Instead of putting you on at 11,
12 now.
We're going to put you on 12:30. Is that okay? See, the person who's scared of conflict will just say, yes, cool. Whatever. The person who's confident is like, who's dealt with this before, say, wait a minute.
Hold up.
With all due respect, the opener should be on now. That's why we have the openers. So that this time can be filled from 8 to 10:30. Boom. People start showing up, and then we don't have to push the show back. So maybe we can push back 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm cool with that. But I would like to be on stage at this time. This is something that if you don't know how to deal with conflict, you're going to be pissed off
all the time. Because hip hop is like, hip hop don't run on time.
No,
it don't.
It's taught me a lot of patience, because you're going to be in arguing matches with people, and never forget, like you said, these are people who got to pay you. You're in business with these people. So they have an ulterior motive. They wanted to go later because they wanted to be more successful in their eyes. They want to sell more alcohol. But some of that undermines what your goal is, which is to do the best show to the dopest crowd at the right time and give the people the best experience. But knowing how to deal with conflict is some shit that I would have never learned if it wasn't for going out touring, managing my own tours, understanding what worked. And I had to get shitted on the first couple times. I had to go out there and fools put me on at 1:00. People being there asleep waiting on me. Print, I gotta go. It's 2 a.m.
When are you going on?
First time I played Vegas, it was like that. I went on at 1:30 on a Thursday or Wednesday. And they were like, oh, don't worry, man.
It's a late crowd.
It's Vegas.
It's a late crowd.
Nothing closes. They hit me with all that. The myth of the late crowd, the myth of the nothing closes.
Motherfuckers still got to work. Tomorrow. Like,
bruh, I played first time Vegas, man. That shit was awful. And I was just like, this got to stop. But ultimately, I realized that I was afraid to just say, hey, no. I need to be on at this time, and do it in a way that's not like disrespectful, or rude. Stand on your belief and explain to them why you need to do that and why it's best, and then also offer alternatives. Like, hey, I want to play at this time, but if you want to wait on your people to show up late, you can play after me. I'll cut my set short a little bit so that you're not on at 1:30.
I've done that many a time.
Then everybody's happy, because sometimes somebody wants you to, and they're afraid that nothing's going to happen after you. Well, wait a minute. Well, let's just switch this around. If y'all want your people to show up late and I want to play early for my people, this works out for both of us, right? But I never learned that skill until hip hop, man.
Because you don't understand your value. You start to understand your value in those situations. And then it's like, okay, this is what I have to do in order to make sure that my people are cool, that my people are taken care of, and that I can still come back here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Next time. So I have to make sure that I put this in a nice and tidy bow, to make sure that he feel nice and fuzzy at the end.
Yep.
And I still kind of get what I want.
Right.
So I can come back and make some more money in this place.
Yeah, because just slapping him for suggesting it ain't gonna work.
Right, exactly.
You got to at least like talk to people, learn to deal with this shit. And like, I had jobs. I had many jobs. I don't feel like even my 5 years in corporate America, I never got to deal with that much conflict on a day-to-day basis. Because in corporate America, you're shielded often by your bosses, your managers. They just go and deal with the conflicts and they tell you what the results are.
Right.
But hip hop, we are our own bosses. We are the managers.
Yep.
And so that shit comes directly to us. Blueprint how you want to handle this.
Yep.
Illogic what you want to do.
Yep.
Hey, Illogic, I was thinking that. And hey, that sounds good, but how about this? And then sometimes people just need to hear you take control of a situation,
right,
and know that it's handled, and they'll fall back.
Yep, they sure will.
And so we tour manage our shit. We stage manage now, which means we make sure that the artists playing know what time they're going on, and we let them know the expectations. We didn't do none of that shit when we first started.
Nah, we just showed up and rap.
And we be mad.
It just, get on at 1.
Why they put us on at 1 a.m? Everybody was
on
gone.
On a Monday.
Yeah, everybody was gone.
Yeah.
It was 20 people there at 9:30. It was 20 people there when we went on.
Yeah.
It'd be all your fault though. You don't want to wear it.
Yeah.
But you gotta not be afraid of conflict so you can get good at conflict resolution.
Facts.
Hip hop taught us that.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. This is like goes across so much of hip hop. The number 6 skill we learn from hip hop is doing more with less.
This is the foundation of hip hop.
It is.
This is why hip hop exists.
Right. It's built all on this. Everything.
Right, everything.
From the turntables and scratching and the b-boying and the rhyming and everything about hip hop is built on this thing. It teaches you, like, just we were talking about digging earlier, and just like the act of making beats is built on the back of making more with less. You sitting there, you got this record that only costs $1, or that you got from your aunt, your uncle, or your parents, and nobody using it or listening to it. And you're like, wait a minute, that part sounds cool. Or and do you make a dope beat out of it? Or you go to a record store and you're trying to find the records that they don't think are worth nothing. So you can use those and make beats. That's more with less. We have been taught from the beginning to do more with less. Hip hop fashion is a function of doing more with less.
Facts.
Hip hop the only genre where white t-shirts can become popular.
Yep. Fruit of a Loom t-shirts.
Fruit of a Loom. Long ass goofy fucking t-shirt.
Yep.
Been around for decades and hundreds of years. Now all of a sudden this shit is popular because of hip hop. Only because hip hop has a do more with less aesthetic, and that invades everything we do. That nothing else taught me that. Especially look at corporate America in general, especially you look at how a lot of corporate or government agencies work. They just throw money at problems. They have unlimited pockets, and because you as the employee never have to deal with that check that's being written, you never learn how to streamline your decision making. You just do what works.
It's like we talked about last episode with The Power Broke, that Damon John book. Like, that could be a fucking manual for hip hop.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is built out of necessity. It's like, okay, we want to make our own music, but we don't know how to play instruments. So let's take instruments and records and songs that are already made, and we're going to chop them up, change the arrangements, speed it up, slow it down, and turn it into our own thing, just because we want to make music. This is all we have is these 5-10 records. I'm going to make, a whole album out of these 10 records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to make something that sounds nothing like the records out of these records. Oh, we need to do this. We need to gather over here. Oh, we don't have electricity. The light pole has electricity. Let me plug into this light pole.
Right.
And see if I can get some power out of that. I mean, that's what hip hop is based on. And understanding that process, without hip hop, I don't think I would really understand how to do so much with so little. It's a skill. And very few situations in life really prepare you for that. We know one of the things that happens when you bring these corporate interests into hip hop, they think with their pocketbook.
you know, and thinking with your pocketbook sometimes, you know, takes you out of the space where you are thinking about creative solutions that don't involve money. And when you ain't got money, man, you get creative as fuck.
Yes, you do.
Hey, man, I can't afford that. What can I afford?
Yep.
You know, like, shit.
How can I get close?
How can I get close?
How can I get close to that?
Right? Like, we can't afford to rent nowhere to shoot our podcast. So, hey, man, I got a room in the basement that's full of nothing. Let me just... Bam. You know what I'm saying? This is Mike used to go with me on tour. That one too. Let me use these mics that just are in my bag. Bam. All of this stuff. You know, the table. I think this table that Count Bass D left me on tour. He had it for a tour and he's like, yo, I don't want to bring that with me. Right. He just I'll just leave it, man. I'll take it. But we work with what we have. We don't have everything. But because we can't just write blank checks, our execution is always a factor of trying to do more with less.
Yes.
And hip hop taught us that.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7 skill that hip hop taught us. Writing.
Yes.
Writing. I thought I was a writer before I got into hip hop.
Oh yeah. Nah.
I thought I could write.
Nah.
And hip hop gave me so many different platforms to write. You know, you start out, obviously, you're writing rhymes. Next thing you know, okay, we need a bio. Let's write Illogic's bio. Okay, our website needs an about section. How do you write an about section? Okay, let me write my own bio. Let me write this thing. Okay, I need a one sheet for this album. Let me write that. Okay, let me write a blog post to promote this album that just came out. Okay, let me write a book. Let me write. You see what I'm saying? Hip hop has allowed us to escalate the types of writing that we do and branch into the forms of writing that we never would have otherwise handled.
Yeah, I mean, I used to write poetry a lot. And that's really the main writing that I did. I didn't really write like a lot of short stories and things like that. You know, I would dabble in it here and there. But, you know, once I got a website and I had to manage it. What am I going to put on it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to do? So I have to learn how to write. I have to keep my writing chops up. And without hip hop, I wouldn't have had to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have had to learn these writing skills. And honestly, what I've learned in hip hop has translated into my everyday jobs. Now that I can write better, then I have that skill that I can translate into other parts of my life. And without hip hop, I don't think I would be where I am as a writer.
Yeah, it's true. I was thinking also about just like, as it relates to the confidence of writing.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like we have went from being guys who wrote rhymes to now being guys who are considered writers, regardless of format. Like when I look at what I do now, like I don't consider myself necessarily a rapper as much as I'm a writer, and rap is my platform. Rap is my medium.
Right.
Because I can write a book with the same effort that I can write a rhyme. I can write a blog post. I can write this. I can write that. I can write a fucking, you know, a summary. I can write a documentary film treatment. All these are things that I never would have done had I not been in hip hop. I wouldn't have written no documentary film treatment. I wouldn't have write a script for a, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A series or something like that. The writing aspect has made me view myself as a writer. And in such, I never look at it like writing is weird to me. Writing is just something I just turn on.
Right.
It's like, oh, I need to write that. Okay, turn it on. Yeah. Just like you turn on a water faucet, you know that water's coming out of it.
Yeah.
That's how I am with writing now.
Yeah.
I didn't have that at any point in my life prior to doing hip hop.
Yeah, it's that confidence, man.
Yeah, man. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back. What up, everybody? Blueprint here to let you guys know that all 3 of my books are finally back in stock. That means right here, What a Night. This book is back in stock. It's $10. This is a book about the worst shows of my career. That's 10. Word is Blog Volume 1 is back in stock. That's $10. And also, The Making of Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my Adventures in Counterculture album. If you have the album, you love the album, you should have a book too. That's $10. All 3 of these books are back in stock for $10 each, or you can get all 3 of them for just $25 right now on waitlist.net. That's all I got today. Thanks for your support. Peace. Here we go.
It is one of those days.
Yeah, sleepy Saturday afternoon out this joint. Okay, we got 3 more left. 3 skills that hip hop taught us left. Number 8, professionalism.
Yes.
You gotta be a professional to be successful in this shit. And the thing that I think hip hop specifically did to allow me to be professional was it gave me more responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
When you got responsibility and you got a team looking at you, you got fans looking at you, you're dealing with entities outside of yourself who are looking at you like what they about to do, how are they handling themselves, and they're making decisions based on your conduct because you are now the face of that thing. It changes you, man.
Yeah, it's different.
You become more professional because you truly understand like what it means to have ownership. Well, I never felt like that as an employee.
Oh no,
I never felt like I was the face of fucking Kroger or the face of McDonald's. Man, when we was teenagers, man, we fought customers. We never thought about
right how this looks for the company.
Didn't give a fuck. You talking shit, whooping your ass. It was never, man, what they gonna think? What my manager gonna think? How does this affect the McDonald's brand?
Right.
I never gave a fuck.
Right.
I was a teenager. They asked for it.
Yeah.
You know, that changes. Hip hop has changed me in the sense that I understand the direct connection between the face of the brand and the brand itself.
Yes.
How I handle things and how I treat people ultimately can come back to get me if I don't handle myself with professionalism.
Right.
You know, how I treat people will get around.
Right.
And so it's best for me to be as professional as possible at all times. And I never had that connection before.
I think the professionalism thing, especially in hip hop, is directly tied to your success, especially when you are the face of a brand. Now, when you're just an artist and you have a bigger entity that is, surrounding you in a bubble, you have a little more leeway.
Yeah.
But when you have to handle your own business and the responsibility falls on your shoulders, that if you are an asshole, people ain't gonna fuck with you, ain't gonna buy your merchandise, you're not gonna have a long career in hip hop.
Facts.
If this is on you. When you're professional, those words travel around, like the fact that over the last, years that I've been doing features, it has traveled around how easy it is to work with me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It has traveled around how easy it is, how easy the process is working with me, doing features, doing beats and things of that nature. And that's because I'm a professional, and that's because I understand that without me being a professional, people are not gonna, patronize my business.
Yep.
So since I'm the face of the brand, I have to be professional. It's my responsibility to be, so I can be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. Yeah, I definitely, I was only professional in a corporate sense when dealing with, my teammates, my managers. But that had nothing to do with just like the bigger picture.
Right.
How does my interaction with this person impact people down the line?
Right.
How does that impact the number of referrals I get? Right. And now, like you're saying, I had the same experience where certain things I do, certain business I get now is strictly off of reputation.
Yes.
It's strictly because we see how professional you are in this sense, in this sense. So we want to ask you to do this. We want to hire you to do that. Some things, sometimes it could be something I have no experience in. I'll get hired for simply because I've shown myself to be a professional in other areas. Hip hop has given me that opportunity, especially when you look at the greater population of hip hop artists who are unprofessional, who do not handle their business, who run from responsibility and use everything from the weed to I was depressed, I was sad, my girl, all these excuses to not be professional, to take advantage of people with their money, to whatever the fuck it is. Artists have to be very conscious of this, and especially if you run a something that you want to be bigger than you. Professionalism is some shit you gotta really, really fucking be on top of, man.
Yeah, and people don't care about it unless they're the face of it.
Come on,
unless the brand is yours, that your livelihood is based on. That's when people have the excuses. That's when people don't give a fuck about how professional they are and the responsibility that comes with it, because it's not their money up.
Say it again for the people in the back.
When you don't put the money up, you don't give a fuck about professionalism.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't care.
And that's why people can be so raw in some of their commentary. Why they can be so offensive.
Yeah.
Because they don't have no money up. See, when you got money up, you got skin in the game.
Yep.
You're gonna be very careful about some of the shit you say.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is be losing money.
Yeah. Alienating people
over some bullshit that does not matter.
Right.
And so, Yeah, put your money up and watch how that change your conduct.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's number 8. Okay, number 9 skill that hip hop taught us: social media management.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
You are.
I'm doing better.
You are.
But I'm still learning.
Yeah, every year you take a little one step, like you stop and look around.
Like, oh, am I right? Am I doing this right?
Let me try one more step. You chill out there, okay? Yeah, nah. Every year I'll just be like, I hope this is going right. I'm just going to do it. I just take off running, But yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person who I remember I would not have even gotten a cell phone if it wasn't for going on tour and my mom being like,
facts, you
gotta have a phone because we don't know where you're gonna be.
Facts. I had a family I had to be in contact with. I left, my wife is being pregnant, you know what I'm saying, like about to have kids and stuff while I'm out on the, I have to have I wouldn't have either had no reason to, no desire. Nope. I would have been one of those people who, I love music, but I would have never connected on the level that I did with social media had I not been required to. Right. But now that I've been required to, I've gotten good at it. Like I feel like I handle my social media stuff. There's certain platforms I'm not as active on, like Instagram. I don't do as much on there, but lately I've been cooking on Instagram. But it's more just a thing where out of all the things I have to do, I tend to not prioritize social media like I could. But if I compare myself to anybody else out here, to a lot of these artists, a lot of brands, I'm ahead of a lot of people. A lot of people can't fuck with my social media game and the things that I do on there, but it's hip hop. Had I not been forced to do it, to pick it up, to learn it for Waitlist, so we could promote your records, to learn it for other people, so and to build platforms and learn how to get people on these things and create content, I never would have learned the shit. Yeah, out of necessity. Yeah, it's out of necessity. I'd have had a home phone still, been a landline. It's facts. No cell phone. I'd have been one of those guys like, hey, man, just come see me. I'm out where I'm at. No, I'm not reading your Facebook status. This place is ridiculous. Call me and tell me what you wrote. It's true. Like, I honestly, even to this day, like, I don't really post a lot on social media outside of music. Yeah. If I didn't have hip hop, I probably would rarely ever be on social media. Same here, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless, like, even if I was an artist, like doing photography and I wasn't doing hip hop, like maybe I'd have an Instagram page. Yeah. But that'd probably be it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be posting memes all day. Memes and photos. Inspirational quotes. Yeah. You be one of those people. Just annoying I can see myself being one of those. Like, I would have probably been one of those people. But like without hip hop, I don't think I would even be a participant. Yeah. As much as I am now. Yeah. Yeah. And to look at it like in the grand scheme of things, we handle social media in a way that's like in the top 10% of motherfuckers who do what we do. Like there's certain aspects of my social media where I talk to other people's social media managers and they be like, Print, you honestly do better. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, they want to know. They are watching what I'm doing. There's, oh man, that's real slick how you did that. That's real slick how you did this and how this is. Okay, they're watching, getting ideas from shit that I'm doing, but it's only out of necessity that I had to learn it because like we talked about with the customer service thing, when you depending upon it to eat, it changes you. When I started looking like, wait a minute, if I ain't generating no traffic, then I ain't selling no records. Right. If I ain't selling no records, then I ain't employed. Right. I'm just out here just floating, waiting on the days. I might as well get a real job. When you see that connection, like, okay, I have to get a decent level at this in order to keep my business cracking because I don't have the dollars for conventional advertising and all that stuff. Right. I'll do some Facebook advertising, maybe an Instagram ad every now and again, but even then I never spend a lot on it. But learning how to create content that people care about is a skill. Yeah. And that's a skill I never would have fucking learned had it not been for hip hop. True. That's number 9. Number 10. Last joint. Healthy competition. Yes. This is something that we take for granted. We came up at a time where you had to know how to freestyle and battle to get a shot, right? Yeah. One or the other. You didn't necessarily have to, but you had to be able to hold your own though off the top of the head. You had to have the confidence to get up there, number one. Yeah. And then the skill to hold it down when you finally got a shot. We wouldn't have connected if without that.
Come on
that
now.
competition part.
And after you battle people, you was cool with them.
Yeah.
You respected them, they respected you. No matter how the shit went, right? Hip hop is a show and prove culture.
Yes.
People can say it's this, it's that. Fuck out of here. Everybody got a shot in hip hop if you're willing to show and prove. That means that if you think you the dopest rapper in hip hop, show me. You think you the dopest b-boy, show me some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you can cut better than me? Show me. Hip hop was brought up off of that.
Yeah.
That's the original shit, and it fostered healthy competition.
Facts.
Other genres, when it's time to compete, they get all weird. They get all scared. Dog, hip hop, you could be in a fucking battle rap and a motherfucker be disrespecting your mama, your sister, your family, your brother, your pops, and you just be calm as hell. Like,
yep.
All right, well, it's my turn.
Yeah. All right. Technicals.
Technical difficulties. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, we the most infamous podcast, but we still got technical difficulties sometimes.
Facts.
And we had an issue, but we're gonna end this joint because we was at the end anyway.
Right.
And skills that hip hop taught us, I'm gonna read them all back. Number 1, confidence. Number 2, sales and marketing. Number 3, dealing with people. Number 4, customer service. Number 5, conflict resolution. Number 6, doing more with less. Number 7, writing. Number 8, professionalism. Number 9, social media. And number 10, healthy competition.
Word.
See y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.